Hey booktube, this is Ashley at Bookish Realm, and as you can see from the title, I have a little bit to say about what's been going on in the booktube community. Um, I made a video a while ago, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen, called The Lack of Diversity in Booktube, and just talking about how we needed to diversify our reading and try to see the experiences of all people through literature instead of just one select group. And I saw that video that was made, and I really don't have much to say about it because I don't promote or condone negativity, and it was a complete waste of my time, and that is my personal opinion. It does not have to be your opinion or the opinion of others. That's just how I personally felt about it, and I don't think that that was a proactive way to express ideas about diversity. I think Francine Simone made a very good video when she said that adding a token person of color or somebody that is disabled or of a different religion or in the LGBTQIA plus community does not make a book diverse. And if you are tired of authors not having diverse characters, then stop reading their material and seek out those authors who are writing materials that are heavily diverse. It's such an interesting topic and a topic that we can spend hours talking about, but I think that diversity is something that needs to be acknowledged because people do need to see themselves in books. I work with kids most of my day in a library, and it's important for these kids to see themselves in books, whether these kids are white, black, Hispanic, Asian, able bodied, disabled, part of the LGBTQIA plus community, whether they're from a different religion. They want to see themselves in books to say, hey, mom, dad, or whoever, this little girl, this little boy is just like me. And I don't think people understand how big of an influence that has on children and how important it is for them to see themselves in the contents of literature. I mean, we encourage kids to read all the time, but sometimes kids don't read because they can't find anything that applies to who they are and what they believe and how they see themselves. And I think that's relatively important. And I don't think that it should be belittled or be said that it's the worst word in the English language or that it's awful or that it's elitist to think that it's good that you read diversely. I personally I don't understand how that can be a bad thing, and I am all for reading diverse books. I'm going to say that right now. I am a big proponent of reading diverse books. Um especially to learn more about cultures and lifestyles of individuals that are not like me. I mean, I want to see myself and I also want to see others, which is why I try to read such a wide range of things. And it's just heartbreaking to know that, somebody does not see the beauty in diversity and actually sees it as a negative thing. It's awful in my opinion. And like I said, these are my opinions and um I think, that we as a community have really rallied up and are doing an amazing job about pushing now to read diverse books or to read more, diversely and to broaden our horizons. One thing that I do want to touch on is a point that Joss at School Read has made. Um, it is important to read diversely, but it is also important to read literature based on own voices, meaning that you are reading text from an individual that is actually can relate to or has been in the shoes of the characters they're writing about. It is great if a white female wants to write a book in which her main protagonist is a black female um, living in a big city. I don't know, just trying to come up with something off the top of my head. While that may represent diverse literature, it's only but so much you can learn or know about someone's experience when you've never been in their shoes before. Um, just like it would be hard for me to write a book about the experiences of a white woman. I've never been a white woman before. I am a woman, but I've never been a white woman. I don't know what it's like to be a white woman in society. And it doesn't matter how much research I do, I've never had those personal experiences. So it's also important to read books that have been written in one's, own voice, people that actually write from their own personal experiences. So, with that being said, I am now making my official plan and announcement, to say that I will be joining in the DiverseAthon readathon that is hosted by four amazing ladies, and I will link all of their channels below. That way you can check out their channels and see what they have to say about the readathon. It is taking place starting next week, September 12th, and I believe it goes until the 18th, I believe, or maybe it's the 16th or 17th. I will have all the information down below in the description box because this was kind of like a random video. This wasn't something that I had planned, but I saw this on Twitter and YouTube last night, and I thought I would jump in because I think it's a wonderful cause. So I just want to let you guys know off top there are lots of books that I want to read for this readathon, and the list that I have is extremely too long, but I probably will pick and choose from a great bit of them and at least get one of them done, but just know that I have a wide variety. So I have on my Kindle this app called Hoopla, and Hoopla is basically a way that I can read stuff online through through my library. So the first one that I have here that I'm interested in reading is and you probably can't see it, so I'll place a picture over here, and it's called The Stonewall Riots. And I really don't know too much about it, but I know that it has to do with LGBTQI a plus pride and what ended up happening during the historical event known as the Stonewall Riots, where individuals are finally able to band together in march for the rights of the community. And it is in graphic novel form, so I'm really excited to check this one out. The next one that I have is what is called Husbands, and it's essentially about these two guys who are newlyweds, and they are on an iconic journey together. So it's just kind of like a story of these two guys who are finally married. And I will leave, once again, this is on my Kindle, but you can't see it really good because of the glare issues. So I definitely will have a picture up for you guys to see it in the corner, but you can kind of see it right there. So I will be reading those two hopefully because I checked them out and I thought that they would be good to read. I also put two other graphic novels on hold through my library. One is called Adrian in the Tree of Secrets, and the second is called Intro to Alien Invasion. Both of these are based in the LGBTQIA community, and they're both comic books. I really won't go too much into what they are because I'm going to leave that for my wrap up. I also have some picture books that I probably will be reading. One of the ones that I am interested in reading is Heather Has Two Mommies, and then also The Great Big Book of Families. So as you guys can see, I have a lot lined up. I also have three books that I'm interested in reading. One of them is Choices by Sky, and this is a African American lesbian um, piece of fiction that I've never read before, so I'm really interested in checking this out. I am also interested in reading Listen Slowly. I feel like every time I try to say the author's name, I completely butcher it, so I'm not going to attempt it, but it is a novel written by a Vietnamese author about a girl who goes back to Vietnam to see the experiences that her family has gone through while living there. So I am really excited to pick that up. I'm also thinking about purchasing Walking on Tightropes, which is poetry and prose written by African individuals that are part of the LGBTQ community. And I am just excited. I've only seen a couple people kind of look at this one, and I'm excited to definitely pick it up and see what they have to offer. The other book that I'm interested in reading is called Changing Corners. This book has not really been reviewed or talked about on Goodreads or booktube or anything. So hopefully this will be something that I can kind of introduce to the community. All right, guys. So as you can see, there's a lot going on this TBR. I don't really have a set list. I actually also put the group book on hold, and that's Homegoing, and I got that from my library, or I tried to put that on hold on my library as an audiobook. So we'll see if I get to that as well. So it's just a lot going on. I have so much because I'm just excited that there is actually a readathon like this going on, and it's great that this is actually taking place. So hopefully I will get at least to one or two of these things. I have a lot to choose from, a whole lot to choose from. So you guys let me know in the comment box below whether you're participating, and if you are participating, what books are you reading? I can't wait to do a wrap up for this because I probably will change my TBR. I'm not good with TBRs. So I probably will change a lot of things, but those are just some ideas that I had. As always, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content from me, make sure you click the subscribe button. As always, hope you guys have a good day. Bye.